Are you ready, Tommy? Because I have two pieces of huge, important truck news.
Huge news today on Andre's Garage. What's going on?
Yes, well, two-piece story. First, the 2023 Chevy Silverado ZR2 Bison Edition is here. We have all the information.
All right, so this is the ultimate off-road version of the Silverado, even more ultimate than the ZR2. And we're going to talk about pricing, which is probably going to blow your mind. We're going to talk about some of the cool features, and we're also going to talk about some news surrounding the diesel.
Yeah, this is the second part of the story, which I think is even more important because it affects way more trucks than just the Bison and the ZR2. Because the 3-liter latest second-generation specs are announced right now.
Absolutely.
But we have to wait until we talked about this.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So the Bison in the Colorado, the little one, is a very cool truck. It's got some additional armor, some special bumpers and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what does the Bison get you on the Silverado?
Well, so I know I'm showing the seats. Let me fast forward. It's kind of the same recipe, and I think it's a really great recipe, and I want to get your perspective on this because what AEV does, by the way, AEV is a separate company, American Expedition Vehicles, who've been working on modifying Jeeps and vehicles like Rams for a very long time, but they've designed a unique bumper for the Silverado Bison, actually very similar to what's available on the 84X Sierra AEV edition.
Yeah, but we're missing one crucial piece of this puzzle.
Yeah.
So you've got this cool beefy bumper, but where's the winch?
It's winch ready.
Well, that's not helpful.
Well, it's hiding behind here somewhere.
It's not hiding though. That's the issue. If it was hiding behind the license plate, I'd be more excited. So it's winch ready, so you can go up and add your own.
Yeah.
It would be cool if it came from the factory though.
Yes, this GMC Sierra has already that kind of built in from the dealer installed item. But look at the new skid plates. They are now no longer aluminum. This is hot stamped boron alloy steel.
Wow.
Are you impressed?
Yes, that's
well, you should be.
That's a lot of words that I don't really know what it means.
Okay. Can I explain really briefly? So they introduced it first in the Colorado ZR2, like you were saying. Boron steel is just an alloy, right, of steel. The reason why it needs to be hot stamped because it can be very thin, up to about 3 millimeters, which is about that thin, but super, super strong. Actually, when you hit a rock, according to AEV, it can like bend the skid plate and then it will pop into its original shape.
Whoa.
So it's magic, really. And it's not super heavy.
It's magic, huh?
Well, I think so. If you dent a piece of steel and it pops back into place, I think it's magic. So they have 5 of them. They have one on a fuel tank. They have one on the rear differential. They have one underneath the front differential and transfer case. So they're really protecting the undercarriage of this puppy.
I do like that, actually. I think it's cool that they're adding a little bit more protection. AEV is known for their quality items, so I think that's pretty neat. Let's see the back of this beast.
Yes, so the back, let's see. So you saw the front. Here's the back.
So we got a new bumper as well. I like these. These kind of recovery points are easier to get to.
Yeah, over here.
And then I also have a question. Do they run out of like white painted tops of the tailgate, or is that a stylistic feature?
It's a feature.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a feature. So, well, that's kind of aesthetic, right? If you don't like the black top of that multi-pro tailgate, they don't call it multi-pro. They call it something else in Chevy language.
It's
anyway, but
yes, you're right.
if you don't like
yes,
it,
right.
if you don't like it, you could change it. You could do another graphic there. But you see the like you said, there at recovery points. There's also little access panels for pod lights.
That's cool.
So if you want to add lights.
Now here's why I'm being a little skeptical of this.
Yes.
Because the ZR2 Silverado is one of my favorite trucks. I love it. I think it's an incredible off-road vehicle. Same thing with the Colorado ZR2. I've always felt that it's been the top of the breed from factory off-roaders. But my issue with the Colorado Bison is I feel like you paid a lot but didn't get a whole bunch of extra goodies for the price. And I'm worried the same thing's going to happen with the Silverado. So what's the price in this beast?
They announced it. So the ZR2 Bison Silverado for 2023 has a starting price, or maybe the only price, of $78,490.
And what is the price of a standard ZR2?
It started at 67. Remember, we bought our 2022 ZR2 Silverado at 67 and change. Then after we bought it, the price moved up to about 69,000 starting price. So we're looking at $8,000 to $9,000 package price for this Bison, but I believe it includes everything. So it has heads-up display. It has, of course, the latest interior. It has the yellow stitching that's also in the ZR2. It has, what doesn't it have?
Yeah, it's got all the goodies. But I never felt that our ZR2 was really missing a whole lot. So the question is, like, you're paying for the bumpers and the skid plates and then maybe some special wheels primarily.
Yes, exactly.
Is that worth the $8,000-$9,000? That's the equation you're going to have to ask
And that's
yourself.
the $9,000 question.
Literally. Yes, quite literally.
No, I'm sorry. I'm being a little bit
Wheels
funny.
are different, right?
Yeah, so let's look at the wheels. So the question really, Tommy, I mean, you're also getting the tech pack. So if you wanted the tech pack on our ZR2, you would have to pay extra as well.
This guy also has a sunroof, which we didn't have.
Sunroof, also special embroidered headrests on the seats, special seats, of course. The wheels.
Floor mats.
Little floor mats, which is a touch.
No, I think that the bumpers do look quite good. I will say, though, do you have a picture of the GMC version?
Yeah, but let's look at this wheel first. Sorry, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in at the wheel. Here you go. So the wheel, you know, this is kind of AEV style. They had it on some of the Jeep, variation of it on like the Jeep Wranglers and Gladiators.
That's a
so
good looking wheel.
It's kind of their style.
Is this a step? Can you step there? Is that little like cutout there for a step?
It does look like a step.
It's interesting. I do like the wheels. I think they're really, really cool. But go to the GMC version of this truck.
So by the way, before we go to there, I'm sorry to stop you again. Only V8 powered.
Yeah.
So 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. It does DSSV shocks, of course, the special shocks, 33s.
Well, the ZR2 also has DSSVs.
Yeah. So, so it comes with all that, including the rock rail.
Yep.
So you really wanted to see.
Well, yeah, because
you want to see the GMC.
I kind of feel like that's a more attractive design. Plus, you'll also notice that is that winch? Is that a dealer installed?
Yeah, that's a dealer installed part of the AEV edition.
I personally think that this is just a little bit more attractive than the Chevy, and especially the wheels are really cool.
Let me look at the wheels. Another look at this.
This is over at TFL Truck if you want the full.
Yeah.
Those I think are really cool.
Do you like that style more?
Yeah, especially with the GMC logo there in the middle.
Yeah, and it's called Salta. It's their Salta style. I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know what that means. Is that a
a
medication or something? Or?
No, I think it's an area in Italy.
Oh.
No, I have no idea. So they still have the graphic on the tailgate and the bumpers.
I really like the look of the Sierra AEV version.
Really?
Quite a bit more, yeah. So that would be the one I would go for. But I don't think we have pricing of the Sierra AT4, do we? On the AT4X?
On the AEV edition, not quite. But you know what I love about... So you're right. It is a question you have to ask yourself. I would, maybe down the line, I would just go out to, if it's a dealer installed feature, like the skid plates.
Yeah.
I would want them just separately for my truck. So I would do that. So it is an important question. But here's another question.
Yeah, so what's going on with the 3.0?
They're upgrading the 3.0. So this was rumored for a long time. We had a story on TFL Truck about this as well. But now we have the specs.
Now, for a while there, so 3-liter Duramax launch, great engine, really offered a lot of potent features and power and torque. But then, due to chips, right, you couldn't get it for a while.
Correct. There was a small stop sale. I forget exactly what time period it was, but it was in August of 2021. They couldn't build some of them because of a component shortage. But still, it's back online. And now they're calling it second generation. So they upgraded the injection system, the pistons, the combustion chamber.
Wow.
They retuned the turbocharger.
This is a lot of kind of hardware they're doing, too.
So it started at 277 horsepower. Now it's at 305.
Okay.
So over 300 horsepower, which is a good number.
Yeah.
And torque went up from 460 to 495.
See, that's exciting me. I think this is really cool. So the 3-liter Duramax is one of my favorite engines of any vehicle, actually. It's really smooth and powerful and offers a lot of great features. And now they jumped the horsepower quite a lot, over 30 horsepower.
Yeah, exactly.
And torque is up too. But what I really want to focus on is what are some of those hardware changes? So you said new pistons.
Yeah, combustion chamber, they said. So probably they touched the heads, it sounds like. I didn't talk to the engineering team, so I don't have like every detail. But it has a new code name, so it's no longer the LM2. Sorry, my code names, I don't have them on top of my... So it used to be LM2. Now I think it's LZ0 that they're calling it. So they're calling it a whole new generation of the engine. They talked about injectors and turbocharger tuning.
Cool.
So you know what I wanted? And it didn't get there.
Yeah.
I wanted 500. I wanted 500 pound-feet of torque.
500?
So you could brag to your friend. You could say, my half-ton truck has a 500 pound-feet of torque, factory diesel.
That's interesting. But the other thing, too, is the only other diesel in that class currently is the EcoDiesel, right?
In the Ram, exactly.
Yeah, because Ford killed off the
The F-150 diesel.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one that shared with Jaguar
Yeah.
and Land Rover. And then Nissan killed the Cummins.
Yeah, the 5 liter is gone also.
So this is one of only 2 in the full-size class.
And I agree with you. It's smooth power. The only hitch with this is that the timing belt is on the back of the engine. So if you need to service it after about 150,000 miles, which you should, that's recommended, it's a tough job.
It's a big job.
It's a big job to replace it. But other than that, this is a really solid engine.
Yeah, so very cool that they're actually putting some more love into the 3.0 Duramax. I think that's really, really neat. But you can't get this engine in the new Bison, can you?
No. So that's another piece of news. But you can get this in the LT Trail Boss, Custom Trail Boss, LTZ, High Country, RST. Almost every trim level of the Silverado, you can now get this engine in.
ZR2 normal?
No.
Oh, so not the ZR2 or the ZR2 Bison.
And I don't know why. I think it's related to the weight and also suspension tuning and many other things. And also because this has an intercooler, I think they cannot quite combine it with those bumpers in those trucks.
Do we have any fuel economy numbers on the new engine?
No, not yet.
Okay.
And we don't have cost quite yet. It's going to be available for 2023 models.
Any up in towing? Is it increased towing capacity?
No, they didn't talk about it.
Okay.
So they already increased the 3 liter towing to about 12,000 plus pounds with the chassis tuning they did. So I think this maintains that, which is amazing for a half-ton trucks no matter what.
Right.
So those are the news.
Big news is, Andre.
Yeah.
So we talked about the Bison, talked about the new 3.0 liter Duramax, which is cool. Let us know which one of these news bits you think is cooler, more interesting. And let us know, would you buy the Bison or would you just save $9,000 and get a more basic ZR2?
Yeah, let us know in the comments below. And to alltfl.com is where you'll find everything on automotive in one place.
See you next time.